Hi, this is Joe from PrepAgent. I'm here with my friend Jeremy Fontanet. I am pronouncing a silent T because he is French. He came here from France and he passed the California real estate exam. So obviously one thing he had to overcome was not having English as his first language, but he did a great job. So Jeremy, take it away.
Hey, how are you, Joe?
Good.
Yeah, so I'm French. I've been living in the US for 4.5 years now. I used to live in London before for 5 years. So, yeah, English is not my first language. And it was a little bit hard for me at the beginning for my studies because I came across a lot of terms and definitions that I had to really literally go on Google, translate, and, apply in French so I can just understand the concept of it. So it was a bit of a difficulty. It took me a little bit of longer than anybody else. But I did it, and with your great content and your quizzes, and I passed my test the first time.
So just so I'm clear, how'd you overcome? You said you used Google, so you found a word through the vocabulary and you put it in Google Translate, so you used a lot of
Yeah,
that?
like literally, like I didn't even know what it did was when I first started. Like I didn't even know what it did was. So I should translate in French and be like, okay, it did means that in French, so that's what it is. And I paved my way this way by slowly, translating everything. And but the good thing as well is memorization. I did as much quiz as I could from your website, and everything I didn't know, I was writing it on a piece of paper and literally reading those notes every single day, just so my memory just clicked every time, and that's how I did it.
Here's a weird question for you. Do you think in some way it helped you that English wasn't your second language? Because I find when people don't speak English as first language, they have to focus on the words a lot more. Where it's in their
Yes,
language, they kind of breeze over it. But when you read something, you really have to take a second. Like you said, you put it in Google Translate. You have to really kind of look at it and think about what it is you're reading and what it is you're seeing. So you can't just glance over it.
oh, absolutely. It's like I work with assimilation, like did boom, and this means that, and yeah, probably it's better for me. It's very robotic, but at least I know my definitions and I know what it means straight away.
Right. Whereas if it was in French, you'd probably just read and be like, "Voop," and then be like, what
Yeah,
did I read? I don't even
yeah,
remember. But
not
this,
paying
you kind of
attention to.
really have to take your time and kind of go step by step. And I guess I'm just trying to get that excuse out of people's heads when English is their first language, because obviously there's a lot of people in your situation, especially with real estate, because it's a real
Yeah,
second opportunity career. So a lot of people come to the country and they get their real estate license, and I hear English isn't my first language. But I guess I'm just trying to demonstrate there are advantages to it too, like in that you're
yeah,
really forced to concentrate and go through each one, whereas people who speak English just kind of glance over, just like whoop, whatever.
absolutely, absolutely. So it was very beneficial for me to do that because, again, I mean, today if I see a word, I just know what it means straight away, and I can be very precise of what I know.
So what are you going to do now?
Well, I already signed with a brokerage last week, which is awesome, and I just started, so I'm doing a lot of training courses, orientation, and it's great. It's a lot of training, and I find out that what I learned for the exam is not necessarily applicable straight away, but it's good to have all the notions and the definitions in my head. But it's very different from just passing the exam for sure.
It comes up. It doesn't come up in the most immediate sense, but it kind of sneaks in here and there. Like as you're
Oh
practicing
yeah,
real estate, you'll see stuff like, oh, I actually know that. Oh, there it is.
yeah,
Because you actually study. But you're right, because the goal of the state is not really to teach you how to sell. They're trying to teach you how to stay within the parameters of the law and
hmm
not take advantage of people. They're not.
absolutely
I mean, that's their goal. People always say it doesn't teach you how to sell real estate, and I try and tell them that's not the goal of the state.
right.
The goal of the state is make sure you don't discriminate or take advantage of people with loans or all those kinds of different things.
Right, staying fair. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So when you get
Absolutely.
sued, you know why, pretty much. That's the goal. So is there anything else you wanted to mention?
No, I just wanted to say, if you're very regular with the job, if you just, I had my routine like every single day. I was just reading my notes and then I was doing one of your quiz, 100 questions every single day. And that was my routine for like, it took me 7 months to study because I wanted to be ready before I passed my exam. So it took me 7 months to study and be ready, and I just went for it. So my advice for people like me who doesn't speak English first will be just to have a routine and just repeat things again and again, so it's just clear in your mind. And
So you said the word routine, which kind of brings up another question for you. So clearly you're a guy who works out, so when you say routine, how much was setting a routine similar to people who work out a lot, in that you kind of have to set a pattern? So I wonder, because you work out a lot, when you started studying, I wonder how much you treated it the same as going to the gym. It was just kind of, you set a
yeah,
plan.
well, that's exactly like a muscle. Like, you just at the beginning, I started very low and I didn't know much. So I had to train myself and grow, my knowledge, like I grow, muscles. And it's repetition and it's consistency, and doing the same thing over and over and over. And that's the same thing for working out. So I was putting myself 2.5 to 3 hours every single day after work to just do the same thing, reading my notes and going through the flashcards, going through your quizzes, and every single day. I would have never be able to do, another way.
And I love that you say that. I love you say consistency. So I can't stand it when people wait till the last minute or wait till the weekend before. It's like when somebody
No,
has a big sporting event on Monday, then all of a sudden the weekend before, they're like, okay,
exactly.
I'm just going to starve myself or do like
Uh-huh.
100 sit-ups. It just won't work.
And honestly, I didn't even take a crash course before my exam. Many people told me, "Oh, you have to take those 2 days crash course and everything." I was so ready because I was doing the same thing for 8 months, like every single day that I was ready. So I didn't even take a crash course. I just signed up for the exam and just did it first time.
Right. And it's all about that consistency, as you said. And
Absolutely, yeah.
just like when you're working out, you're like, I'm going to work on chest today, legs, or whatever it may be.
Uh-huh.
You probably said, I'm going to do vocabulary. Like, I bet you, when we just met, you had a pretty clear routine of what you wanted to do day to day.
Yeah,
Because most guys who I meet and girls who work out a lot, when they approach this exam, they look at it the same way. They're just like, I'm going to do the vocabulary today. I'm going to do this the next day. I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. Like, they have a very clear plan set out, because
right.
that personality kind of really applies to studying.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And it worked well. I mean, honestly, without you guys, I mean, I would have never been able to do it because your content is so clear. It's very, great, clear, interactive, and it was awesome. It was really good.
Well, I appreciate that. And I also want people to find out more information about you. So everybody, make sure you click in the show notes below. I'm going to put Jeremy's information below, all his
Awesome.
links to anything he provides me. And you're going to provide me with a bunch of stuff so people can find you.
Absolutely.
And with that being said, this is Joe with PrepAgent with my new friend, Jeremy Fontanet. Did I say that right?
Perfect.
All right, great. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you, Joe.